Hello friends and enemies, welcome to or back to Happy For Now. It's me, Isabel, here with my KU check-in. But I'm here to tell you about all the things I have checked out from KU and that I've read from KU, which is a lot. Like, I've not done a check-in since the summer, and we can tell because there is a lot here. I was actually a little bit surprised at how much I've read, and I'm proud of myself. So I feel like I'm getting through some of my KU titles. I wasn't maxed out on KU check-ins until recently because I did check out some more Halloween novellas that I was interested in. So there's that too. Let's talk about everything I have checked out from KU right now, which is the max. Again, I have Halloween novellas checked out that I'm just like cycling through right now, so it's part of this, but either way, I'm not too mad. So first things first, I have The Scent of Us. This is a more emotional Omegaverse. I read the first chapter. I really liked it, but I know it's emotional, so I just have not picked it up yet. It's one that I may return at some point. I do love the new covers though. Then we have A Pack for Autumn. This is book 1 in the Cozyverse, Omegaverse series. I really liked book 2 because you can read them out of order. I really liked book 2. I thought it was really fun, really enjoyable. But I do want to note they're leaving KU. Book 2 is. Book 1 is staying in KU, I believe, but book 2, part of its traditional publishing deal, is it's leaving KU. So if you're interested in these, I would check them out and hold them. That's kind of why I have this one on hold. It's also currently autumn. So it is the right time of year for me to actually read this one. So I'm hoping to dive into it soon. Next we have Riches to Riches. This is another one I read in a try chapter. I'm really intrigued. It's very long. It's over 600 pages, I believe. So that is why I haven't touched it yet. This is a girl-led mafia family, and the first chapter was wildly engaging, so I do need to get to it soon. It honestly might be a soon pickup versus a later one. Then we have Saltwater Curse. I've had this on here since it came out. This is a tentacle monster romance with a pet shark, I believe, so I didn't need a lot to sell me on it. Then we have Leave Me Behind, another one that got a traditional publishing release that I hadn't heard of until that happened. And I'm always intrigued by those, so it's one that I figured I might give a shot. Then we have Resilient Love. I believe Robin over at Paperbacks and Planners read this and liked it, and I am also intrigued by it. It is a rugby romance. It is, I think, a coach and like a coach of another sport. Like, I don't know. It's new adulty is what I remember. I do believe she liked it. I'm intrigued. I really love the cover. Then I have Violent Little Thing by Sean because I have been in a dark romance mood. Then I have Violent Little Thing by Sean because I've been in a dark romance mood a little bit lately, but not sure what I want to pick up, and this is one that I think I would really enjoy. Then we have Pucking Strong by Emily Rath. This came out in September. It is on my list to try. I do believe there's some dementia stuff and aging parent in here, so I don't know if it's going to be for me right now, which sucks because I love this book series, but I may try and see if I can get through it and or skip those chapters without missing much, because I know my friend Steph will give me the rundown on the things I missed. Next I have Soul Obsession. This was a Villains and Vixens try chapter book, and I am really intrigued by this Fae world setup, and I'm always looking for other Fae books that I'm interested in, so this is on the list. Next we have two gargoyle romances back to back. We have Bound by Hearts and Stone. This one, I met the author at Villains and Vixens. She was really sweet. I bought one of her scratch and dent books because why not? And I love a gargoyle romance. This is a little bit more of a historical gargoyle romance. She is basically stolen by the gargoyle when they come invade this town, and she's been like locked away. So they take her out of the prison and save her, and she ends up integrating, I'm assuming, into their society in some capacity. Then we have Bound by the Shadow Prince, which is Ruby Dixon's gargoyle romance that I'm very excited for as well. I'm very intrigued, curious to see how it is, all that good stuff. Then we have Speak of the Devil by Cherish Reed. This is one of the Halloween novellas I would like to read. Then I have Truth or Dare by Danielle Allen. This is a members pick from a few months ago that most of my members DNF'd. So I'm curious to give it a try. I'm behind working on catching up, so I have this checked out so I don't forget about it. Fated to the Warrior Wolf. This is book 3 in the Hunted Omegas. I would like to continue the series. Most of the audios are still Audible exclusive besides book 1 and 2. So I can't decide if I want to wait for them to leave Audible exclusivity or if I want to read them now. I'm really not sure. Then we have A Breath of Fresh Air, another Halloween-y novella. This is a older couple finding love at one of the people's daughter's weddings. So intrigued. Then there's The Crownless King, which just came out in October. A highly anticipated release for me. I've been dying for Julia Anderson to release her vampire novel that follows Just One Bite. And this is it. We are going to get more in that world, I believe. So I'm really excited. I checked this out as soon as it came out, and I will be reading it very soon, most likely. Then I have Claimed by Her Monsters, another Halloween novella. I don't know much about it. I just check them out and read them. Then we have Into the Dark, which is Chelsea Courteau's stalker Halloween romance situation. Same thing. I don't know a ton. I'm intrigued. I would like to try it. Then we have Slash or Smash, another, this one's like 50-page novelette situation that I'll be reading very, very soon. That is also Halloween-y. I love picking up those kinds of really short novelettes during the season of a thing and just like reading as many as I can. So hence my KU checkouts being absolutely dominated by them right now. Let's talk about the 13, 14, 15, 16 titles I've read since the last check-in. So first things first, I did read Roads by Octavia Jensen. This is a book 2 in her little series, kind of semi-interconnected. This one follows a friend that we meet in book 1, which is Jagger, and I enjoyed it. I had a fun time. These are just good fun times. Then I marathoned all of the Vancouver Storm series by Stephanie Archer. So I marathoned all of Vancouver Storm series by Stephanie Archer, which is which is 4 books. Behind the Net is book 1. That one was okay. If you read that one or you DNF'd it and you didn't love it, I would try book 2, which is The Fake Out. That is the fake relationship one with the sister of book 1. I think that one worked really well because they were like basically trying to like help her dodge her shitty ex who joined to the team, and he definitely gets his like comeuppance, which is great. Then there is The Wingman, which is the sweet boy we see a lot in book 1 and 2. And his best friend and their romance, and it's him being like, him seeing that it's his shot finally because she has broken up with the guy that she started dating as soon as basically they met and before he could make a move on her, and she's very in the like, I'm not worthy of you, I'm not hot enough, I'm not this, I'm not that, and like he very quickly disproves why actually he's been dating the opposite of her for many reasons. So very fun, very cute. And then Gloves Off, which was my favorite. This is our goalie romance. He is nearing retirement. She is the team doctor. They both need to get married for reasons that make sense for the things that they need in their life. Obviously, marriage of convenience is not real. That could never be a thing. But basically, he needs his Canadian residency. She needs her inheritance to keep the thing she wants to do going. He has huge misconceptions of her. She's kind of has misconceptions of him as well. And together, they work through those. And it's fantastic. The caretaking in this is like really, really fun. And I really, really enjoy. Next, I read A Love Most Brutal. I read this as soon as it came out because I forgot to sign up for the ARC release. And I think I might have liked it more than book 1. I don't know. They're both very different books, but I love both of them immensely. I cannot recommend this series enough if you want what feels like a very fresh mafia romance, in my opinion. It feels a lot different than other ones. It has some of that comedy element that people are trying to incorporate more into some dark books. And this one was really good. It's another marriage of convenience, and he's kind of been obsessed with her this whole time, but he just figured he can't have her. So I really, really, really loved it. Next, we got to talk about the Scared Sexy collection. I read 5 of the 6 titles. I don't read J.T. Gessinger, so she was kind of left off this list. But I did read Hot for Slayer. Loved that one. I read Falling. Thought it was okay. I read Space Vampire. Really enjoyed it. I read Beautiful Nightmare. Also really enjoyed it. And then My Boyfriends Are All Monsters, and thought it was okay. So we kind of, we came out more ahead than not, but it wasn't like a bunch of books I absolutely loved at the end of the day. Next, I read Faded to the Feral Wolf. I actually ended up listening to this, but I also had it on KU because I wasn't sure how I was going to read it. But this is book 2 in the Hunted Omegas. As I mentioned, I have book 3 checked out, and I'm very excited. Book 2 was good. I do not think book 2 is as good as book 1 because I felt like we were getting a lot of the plot from book 1 moved forward, with the like side plot of her and this feral wolf that is mated to her, and him having to overcome the fact that he was given this premonition from these oracles that as soon as he held his mate they would die. Turns out it was false for reasons, of course. I liked it, and I also felt like it also gave too much setup, in my opinion, for book 3, which is Fated to the Warrior Wolf, because our heroine, I'm telling you this because it's literally in the synopsis, book 3 is a accidental pregnancy. And book 2 has her running to the bathroom constantly, that character. So it was fine. Then I read Pounded in the Patch, which apparently semi-ties into another book, sort of, / crossover, that a lot of people hated last year that I will not be reading, called like Carving Kara or something, or Kara, whatever you want to call it. But Pounded in the Patch was fun. It is a consensual non-consent situation, so do go in knowing that ahead of time. I was very confused for a minute. I didn't really care because I was just kind of in it for the Halloween bonkersness. But basically, she gets kidnapped and chased through a haunted pumpkin patch maze thing. It was a fun time. It was just a fun time. She's doing one for the winter too, for like Christmas time. So I'm very intrigued to continue and read more of that. But I'm not going to go back to the book that was talked about prior. That was talked about in this book a little bit. So then I read Trapped by Shay Sanders. If you want an erotic paranormal, not romance, erotic paranormal, this is a great option. I really enjoyed it. For a brief moment, I was like, this is going to, and I was like, this does not have a happy ending, you dumb. Don't convince yourself this is going to have a happy ending. I thought it would, and then I realized, no, it's not going to actually. Never mind, I take it all back. Duh. I knew what I was getting into. But I really liked it. I thought it was a really intriguing setup. I thought it was a really intriguing monster situation. I had fun. Do recommend. Then I read Ofrenda. I read this because I got a tweet, a thread, whatever it's called, of someone talking about this book being this novella being really fun. This, I'm very intrigued. This is an introduction novella for dark romance. And this follows a girl whose family is struggling. Her dad has been diagnosed with cancer. Her brother got into Harvard or Stanford or something. And she's got to find a way to make ends meet. And that way of making ends meet ends up being her offered up on a stage to a bunch of bidders. And the person who wins her, fascinating. I think we're about to have a very fun time now that I read this. But yeah, he wins the auction. And she's a virgin, so like that's part of it too. So if you don't love that trope, maybe don't, but I am pumped. Apparently the full length first book comes out in January, and I will be reading that very soon. Then we have Witch Trapment. This is another novella for Halloween that I read, and what I'm going to tell you here is, do know our hero pees on her, and there's some foot stuff. So if that's not your jam, do not proceed. It's not my jam necessarily, but I was warned ahead, so I don't really care. If I know ahead, I can read a thing a lot. This was fascinating. I had a good time. This is a threesome situation, happy for now-ish, between a witch who is getting put up to be a prize, basically, to find her mate, and a vampire and a werewolf. And they all three go have a fantastic night, and then the book ends. It was a good time. I really enjoyed it. I do recommend it if you're looking for something that is just truly a good time. So there's that. But yeah, that's everything I've read and checked out recently on KU. Let me know down below your most recent checkout or read from KU. Take your pick, because I would love to know. Yeah, so let me know what you've checked out and all that good stuff. If you don't do any of that, leave me a witch emoji. I feel like that I had a lot of witches, a lot of magical stuff in here. So you can do that down below. And as always, I'll have links to everything down there, links to my friend anywhere on the internet that I am. And I will catch y'all in just a few days in my next video. Bye!
Already packing, come with me. I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be. Life with no distractions. We'll get away. This is what we waited for.